Welcome to the Man United stream. Hope you're doing well out there. It is Friday. It is the best day of the week and we've got a great show for you today. Are the Glazers a convenient scapegoat for all the troubles at Manchester United? That is the question we'll be asking you today. Plus, also in today's show, we're looking at news that more women are coming out publicly against Antony, accusing him of serious assault and rape. This is not looking good for Antony and Manchester United. Plus, Sancho is staying at Manchester United, despite lots of channels out there reporting that Sancho will be leaving for Saudi before the transfer window ends. Well, we've got some good news for all those Sancho fans out there. The Saudi transfer window has now officially closed and there's no more transfers happening for this summer. Sancho is not going anywhere and the situation will be handled internally, and Sancho could be offloaded in January or the summer transfer window if things do not improve with Sancho and Ten Hag. Okay, so are the Glazers being unfairly used as a scapegoat by most United fans? Or at least that is what non-Man United fans and football critics feel they're doing. What do you feel as a Man United fan or a non-Man United fan? Do you feel that we are unfairly criticising the Glazers and using them as a scapegoat for all the troubles at Manchester United? If an organisation is failing, who do you blame if not the owners? Let's take an example of a hotel. A hotel that gets taken over by a new owner who for the next 20 years keeps things as exactly as they were when they first bought the hotel. They don't update any of the rooms, the furniture remains exactly the same, the bathrooms remain the same, the food is the same, the facilities and everything else around remains the same. Nothing is updated by the owners. The staff remains entirely the same and there's no wage increases for any of the staff. But what the hotel owner does do from time to time is bring in a celebrity to stay overnight at the hotel free of charge. And it does initially work by more guests coming and staying at the hotel, but then the same old cracks reappear. The new guests see that the rooms are old and the walls are cracking and the staff need either replacing or they need to be retrained. At this stage, the hotel is in heavy debt and is not making any money after all the expenses are taken off each year. The owner, however, refuses to sell the hotel or make any updates to the hotel because he does not want to spend out of his own personal wealth on the hotel. In this scenario, who would you blame? The hotel doorman? The hotel staff maybe? Or the hotel cleaner? Or maybe even the hotel manager, who's the 9th one in charge of the hotel since the 20 years the owner has been in charge. Who would you blame in this scenario? Would you blame the owner who has overall responsibility of the running of the hotel and is making all the decisions that matter? The hotel owner who's responsible for clearly mapping out a plan to keep the hotel up to date and competitive with all the other new and old hotels around it? Would you blame the hotel owner for refusing to spend any money on the hotel? Would you blame the hotel owner or would you blame the hotel cleaning staff for the hotel falling into disrepair? Well, I'm hoping that the answer is fairly obvious to you listening. For those people who sit there trying to offer the Glazers some protection under the blanket of, oh, they have spent billions on Manchester United, they need to understand that using up money that United makes as an entity itself does not mean the Glazers are spending money on the club. It means the club is spending its own money on itself. The Glazers in that scenario are simply not taking that money out as dividend payments. So that is a favour they are doing for Manchester United. They are not sucking out any more money from the club than they already do. For anyone out there suggesting that the Glazers are being scapegoated for the troubles at Manchester United is completely and utterly laughable. The Glazers own Manchester United and are responsible for everything that goes on at that club. The Glazers decide exactly what goes on at the club. They appoint the staff to run the club for them and the staff reports back to the Glazers what they're doing and what is going on with the club and where it's going. Some of you might be in a position of employment or might have worked in a position of employment where you have to report back to your boss, who then reports back to his boss and he reports back to his boss. And ultimately, they all report back to who? The owner. The owner is ultimately responsible for the business and the running of the business and is making the key decisions on where to take the company and what to do with it. That's exactly how it works in every business. The Glazers cannot say that they're entitled to the dividends at the club, but then do not want to be blamed blamed for the shit show that's going on at the club. The Glazers are very hands-on with everything that goes on at the club. They are involved in each and every decision. You will be surprised at the level of involvement by the Glazers at United. Therefore, for anyone to suggest that they are not responsible for all the troubles is totally and utterly wrong. What's your take on all of this? Do you feel that the Glazers are ultimately responsible for the troubles at Manchester United, or do you really think that they are being scapegoated by many Manchester United fans for all the troubles at Manchester United currently? Let us know. Drop your comments below. Do not be shy. We love hearing from all of you fans out there about what is going on at your club, and let us know what your feelings are about the Glazers and what you think we should be doing about the Glazers. Please hit that like button so this video gets pushed out to many more fans so we can hear from them and see what their opinions are on the Glazers. And if this is your first time watching our channel, which is growing rapidly, thanks to everybody out there, hit that subscribe button so you can be part of our community as well. Moving on, in yesterday's show we discussed how Antony's ex-girlfriend had made serious allegations against him for assault, but since that show yesterday we have now heard that there are at least 2 more women that have dated Antony in the past that have also accused him of violence and even rape. These are allegations at the moment and nothing has been proven, and no official case has been brought against Antony by these 2 women. But what is worrying is that these women are not just random women that Antony bumped into one night. These are women that actually dated Antony and knew him well. This is a real problem now for Manchester United. Many people will be out there with their knives for Antony. United will need to act swiftly and make a call on how they should deal with the allegations. A person is not guilty of an offence unless evidence is presented and heard at trial and found guilty by a judge or jury. We cannot allow the public, who have little or no knowledge of the allegations, have no sight of the evidence to make a decision of guilt or non-guilt. We feel that Manchester United should come out and make a detailed statement about the Antony case and then let everybody know out there what they're going to do and how they're going to proceed with the Antony case. They should either advise that they will keep Antony at the club and not suspend him until a court hearing is heard and a decision is made, or Antony will be suspended further to a court hearing and decision. Either way, Manchester United should come out and set this stall out and stick with that rather than letting the public decide what should and shouldn't be done with Antony. We accept that this is an ever-changing case. Lots of information is coming to light every hour, every day, so we need to keep on top of this. We'll keep you on top of all the information that's coming out, and we'll let you know what happens in this whole entire case of Antony and his ex-girlfriends. And finally, Sancho did not get sold to a Saudi club like lots of channels out there had you thinking yesterday. But we did tell you in our show yesterday that Sancho is not going anywhere. There is not going to be any last-minute transfer drama with the Saudi League. Sancho would not be leaving. Nothing had been discussed with the club, and the club were fairly comfortable and confident that Sancho would be staying at Manchester United, and he will be meeting with Ten Hag and other key management figures within the club to discuss the statement that he released on Sunday and discuss his future at the club. So let's wait and see what comes of that meeting. We do hope that United and Sancho can sort this out. A public apology by Sancho would be good. You just want the club to do well and the players to do well at the club. Sancho is a talented player. Something has gone wrong and we truly do not know what that is. Maybe someday we'll find out what actually went on behind the scenes and what is going on with Sancho. But we do hope that he just gets back to his best and he can make a case to stay at Manchester United. Let us know what you think about Antony's case. Do you think Manchester United should suspend him, or do you think they should wait for a court hearing and decide his future after that? If United do suspend him right now, waiting for a court hearing, that could take months or years to come along. Or do you feel that Manchester United should keep Antony on the pitch playing as normal until the case is resolved in court? Also, are you happy that Sancho is still at the club? Are you hoping that he stays at the club, or do you think that Manchester United should sell Sancho in the January window or the summer transfer window? Let us know your thoughts. It's always lovely to hear from you guys out there about your thoughts on Manchester United and what's going on. So please drop your comments below. You are watching the Man United Stream, a channel by the fans for the fans.